hello. Welcome to Offend2Offend, episode 1, the safe place where I am allowed to speak my mind openly about criticisms of people in society. I'm your host, Bernice Coupe, and I hope you remember this name until your dying days. Let's get into it. Now, let me take a little drink before I start this subject. ASMR. But, obviously, I am new to the game of podcasting and, being out there and open with, like an image, even though you can't see me. I hope you get a good idea of what I look like based on my voice. But, I would just like to take a quick moment in explaining what I do and what I do it for, as 2 Chainz once stated in his very famous birthday song. Who am I? Who am I? Well, I said my name earlier, but I am a young woman named Fernice Patrice Coupe. In fact, I am the only Fernice in the world. If you find another one, please let me know so I can talk to them and erase them from the earth. I am starting this podcast because why not? I live in a time period where I will not get stoned for voicing my opinions and thoughts. Unfortunately, I have always been somewhat insecure about the sound of my voice. As my father once said, Fernice, you sound like you have a mouthful of cotton balls in there. I took that criticism with a grain of salt and a mouth full of depression. I've always questioned whether I am good enough for people to like me. Now I do not care, and I see that some individuals do find me somewhat endearing. As of recently, I care less about what individuals think of the truth because let's face it, some people are reluctant and scared to hear it. I even do this. I think we all do. Some topics may offend you, others you may agree with. Whatever it is, oh well. This is Offend2Offend, the podcast. So let's get started. Initially, I was, struggling to come up with a topic for the first episode. Um, there's always a lot to talk about, especially with me, random things, but I'm just like, what am I gonna talk about? So soon as this, came to mind, it just spoke to me and it just said, I am your first. This topic is near and dear to me, and some of you may be able to relate, and some may have the opposite experience. But this topic plays a big role in my life, figuratively and quite literally. I am stepping greatly outside of my comfort zone, and I hope to spread awareness of this subject. Titties. Big titties, to be exact. We need big titty equality, and that is the title of today's episode. Now, believe it or not, but I did not come out of the womb with these things. They just kind of appeared and overtook my body the summer before 3rd grade. I was always a tomboy. I love sports. I wasn't into girly things, nor did I try too hard to be into them. Obviously, I had to get the things from somewhere, and they came from my mother. Genetics. I wasn't shocked that I had them. I'm convinced that she tried her very hardest to make me feel uncomfortable in every possible way that she could. Uh, I remember my first bra exactly. She was just like, Fernice, you need a bra. And she gave me this pack of like 2 training bras, and I'm just like, okay, all right. And it was like a pink one and then one with the little monkey on it. That was my favorite bra until I couldn't fit it anymore. But it was cute. I liked the monkey on it. And I remember one time it was seventh grade going bra fitting because it was at one point she just lost track of my size. And it was really embarrassing just trying out all the bras and none of them fitting and then finding the perfect bra. I even remember she asked me, she was like, for these, do you want wire or no wire? And of course, me wanting to live free, I say no wire. And she was like, after a certain point, it was like, you getting wire. Nothing can hold you up. So I got the wire. Eventually, that thing wore out and was poking me. You girls know the experience. But, like I said, those experiences, it made me a stronger gal. And I believe I am immune to all forms of embarrassment after, growing up. But puberty in general is just a very awkward time for everyone. As I got into middle school and high school, the boys were blooming. The boys, as in my titties, and the boys who got horny off of every single thing they saw. And I started to get unwanted attention, that I didn't want. Obviously unwanted, but my favorite request from a boy, it was sixth grade during field day. I don't know if you guys remember field day, but he said, "Can I grab your boobs?" And now, honestly, like, what possesses a person just to say that and with the confidence? Like, I even thought that request was quite ridiculous at the time when I was 12 in sixth grade. Like, do boys just get this from movies and believe that it's okay to say? Or do their dads teach them to just tell girls, can I grab your boobs? Like, that's really confusing. But, let me get off of that. That still bothers me to this day. Um, I participated in sports, and honestly, the most embarrassing comments would come from the girls. My favorite, how do you run with those big things? Honestly, that question did kind of hurt my feelings, I would say, because it just made me seem illegitimate as an athlete and people not respecting me just because I have these things that I did not ask for. I just simply asked to participate in the sports that I want to participate in without having questions like that making me seem like I'm this sort of freak, you know. But that's okay. I'm over that somewhat. I want it to be seen as valid, like not someone that was hindered in some way because I was born this way. I honestly hated them. And when people would drop in their occasional, oh, you're lucky, I got mosquito bites. No, I just felt it was the opposite. Like it was more convenient and desirable. I don't know about desirable to have smaller breasts, at least in the sports sector. Uh, as I did get to college, though, there was a slight form of embarrassment when people would mention them, but I felt more comfortable and I approached the situation more like, let me laugh about it, let me joke about it before you say something about it. Uh, gosh, when friends would bring it up, like, do they just think of me as, oh, Fernice? And someone's like, Fernice who? The black girl. Which black girl? The black girl with the big titties. Like, oh, that girl. I don't know if people mention me like that. Well, honestly, around here, you could just say Fernice the black girl with braids, and people would know who I am. There's not many black people around here, but it was just that, and then sometimes the jokes would get out of hand, and I would just laugh it off. But it's only so many times you can laugh before it it turns into a silent cry, you know. But it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I would say I'm over that, but I'm not sure. And no, I will talk about this later on in this episode, but it's been some funny experiences with guys, but let's not. You know, eventually Yeah, I get to the point where I can joke about it now at least, and now I'm even making an episode about it. But I just embrace it. I just make a joke out of it like anyone else does. And unfortunately, there are people that think I have some sort of advantage in society, when in fact it is the complete opposite. We, the big titty community, we need equality. And here are the reasons why. I must take a little sip before I start these reasons. Reason number one: stores do not sell larger sizes, and we are subjected to wear grandma bras. Now, to be fair, I understand that it's been not a trend, but people have been more, I don't know, people have been more open to like bigger titty sizes. Like, I know, what's that brand Rihanna has? Savage, Fenty, something like that. She's starting to be more inclusive of people with bigger breasts and just bigger people in general. That's nice and everything, but just growing up and like even like just going in the store, you can't go in the store and find your size. You can't. And we just need more accommodation to that. Like, it's not like I asked for these things growing up. I didn't ask to be born like this. So, why do we have to be punished by not being able to find anything in the stores? We can't find the cute ones, even if we do find some. I know it is a store that I used to go to where I could actually find a bra in my size, and that store was Lane Bryant. And that's a store for plus size women and older women, because I know, because my grandma shops there. She has a credit card there. But I'm over here 13 years old, and why do I have to go to this store where grandma shop just to find a bra? That ain't right. Maybe I want to wear some cute from Victoria's Secret, but of course they don't want to have anything there. They wanna inflate their sizes to make it seem like to make some girls seem like they have bigger boobs than they do when they don't actually. Like, why did they just decide let's just not make it let's just not make a size for them? Why did they do that? That's not right. We deserve cute bras, even just because we got big titties. We need some cute. We don't need to wear grandma bras. That's not the only thing that could hold the boys up. Jeez. Reason number two: every single bra that we find in our size is $60 plus. We need more affordable bras. Now, they acting like the material to make big bras is found beneath the earth or something, and they need to go to a coal mine made out of gold. Like, these resources aren't scarce to make a bra that's more affordable for us. It's not. Everything is $60 plus. The website, Rihanna's website I mentioned earlier, if you want to find a good bra that could fit, the bigger breast women, it's $60 or more. And that's when I went to Lane Bryant, $60 or more. Why is it $60 for one dang bra? How we gonna hold it up? How are we gonna hold it up? How are we gonna afford it? I I gotta allocate a whole dang savings account to freaking buying one bra. It's so expensive. I'm gonna need a donation here. That is ridiculous. Why do they want to make us pay this much more money? And it's not like if bras were this expensive in general. Like, I understand, and maybe more material costs more money. But hey, that's not the case. It is a huge price disparity between the bras, the regular size bras versus my size. Like, the price disparity is huge, and it should not be that way. We need more affordable bras because we should not get punished for this. We should not get punished for having big breasts, and we are by paying $60+ for one bra. It's barely sales on that. And when it is a sale, I rush to the website. All of them are gone. All of them. See, us big titty women, we are fighting to have a bra. They stealing all the bras up. It's Hunger Games out here. for big titty women, okay? God. Reason number 3. Ignorant people assume weight is the cause of large titties. What? What? Are you kidding me? Like, okay, so I don't know if y'all watch 1,000-Pound Sisters or whatever, but Tammy, I got bigger boobs than Tammy, and Tammy is darn near 600 pounds. I think she's 640 pounds. I got bigger titties than Tammy. Why would weight be the cause of it? Make it make sense. It is genetics. Genetics. Y'all need to understand that. Not saying it's everybody out here, but it's not weight. It's just the way you were born. And people who do say stuff like that, that is so ignorant. That's very ignorant to say, oh, if you just lose weight, this, that. Like, not to say, like, your breast size can go down a bit if you lose weight, but it ain't gonna go down a bunch of cups. A bunch of cups where I could buy a bra for like $20. It ain't gonna go down that many cups. Okay? It may go down a little bit. It ain't gonna go down that much. Not to say I'm a skinny legend or whatever, but like these titties too big for anyone to carry. Okay? Alright? Number 4. People assuming I'm a cup Z. Huh? You assume I am the last letter in the alphabet. You assume I'm in Guinness Book of World Records, got a Z cup? Huh? You assume that? Like, that's ridiculous. It's 25 other letters in the alphabet, and you assume that I'm a cup Z? What is your problem? You need to get it together. Assume I'm a Z. I literally had to do, he said, is that a Z? What do you mean, is that a Z? What do you mean? You think I'm the last letter? Are these the biggest titties you ever saw? I'm a cup Z? Jesus. I don't make it make sense, guys. Like, I don't see a really big person. They may be 300 pounds. I was like, is that a 26X? Huh? I wouldn't assume they're a 26X. There are bigger people in the world. That's what I'm saying. Jeez, that is so rude. Assuming, like, if I was a cup Z, you wouldn't see me in the Guinness Book of World Records. I'm not. I am here dealing with these titties with no reward. Okay, just paying $60 for a bra, and a grandma bra is that. Gosh, reason number 5: people value a butt over tits. This is true. Like, that's just what you do. That's what you value, whatever, guys. But like, people like are so open about it. Like, they put it on social media, like, oh, if you have small tits but you have a big butt, oh, that's hot. But if you have big titties, no butt, then that's not equal. Like, first of all, you ugly and you shouldn't even have standards in the first place. I don't know why you making comments like that, trying to bring women down all the time. I need a drink. Like, don't bring women down and you look like the scum that be on my shoe. It's just like if I had a big butt, like, I'd be walking around with that thing, whatever. It wouldn't be as much as, a difficulty in having big titties. Like, you just buy a bigger pant size or whatever. And I know that wasn't always the case. They didn't have a lot of stuff that would like fit people, thicker, curvier women. But now it's more affordable and accessible to have a big butt versus big tits, because you're sitting here paying all that money for one bra versus, buying a bigger pant size or whatever. Maybe like it's different. Maybe y'all can tell me it's different. I don't know, because I never had a big butt. I just been myself walking around here. Hey, it's the attitude that matters. And number 6, as I spoke about earlier, we are not viewed as legitimate athletes. I spoke about my experience with my titties, and like just guys making comments, girls making comments, and just like, how do you run? Like, oh, like, and people looking at me, people making comments. That's just so irritating. Like, I work just as hard or harder than you, in fact, and you want to make comments about me? Let me live my life. Let me run. Let me dribble the ball before you want to say something about me like I'm this freaking nation. I'm here to play the game that I love. Well, I didn't love cross country, but that's okay. But I'm just here like you are. And I don't want to be looked at as this I'm just this special thing that's around here that needs to be made fun of, that wants to be made like, oh, you're not as good, or you could never be as good because you have that. I never want to be seen as that. Just let me do what I do, and I don't need your comments, okay? The girls and the guys. Now, number 7. People ask for your bra size unsolicited. Like, you just don't look at somebody and be like, what size you wear? That's not right. You don't do that. Didn't your mama teach you better? You just can't be asking for somebody's bra size like that out of nowhere. That's none of your business. What if I ask what size pants you wear? Uh, what size your shirt? Like, I don't go around. What size is your big head? I don't do that. I don't do that. And I feel like that's just so rude to do. Just because, like, you see me with titties doesn't mean you should ask, especially strangers, associates, just anybody. Don't. Maybe if you're my friend or if we're on the subject, I will tell you, but just don't ask for it and expect me to give it to you. What? Like, I never understood when people would do that. Like, even I mean, I'm an adult, but I'm sort of like a fake adult. Adults, the old folk. They even ask me, they want to guess. This ain't the guessing game. You can't know my bra size. Leave me alone. I literally had this lady from work ask me for my bra size. She was guessing the cup. And I'm just like, leave me alone. And like the thing is, I actually told her, and she was like, you could do a size bigger. Girl, bye. Are you my titties? Are you me? Are you me with my titties? Then leave me alone. I can't. I cannot. Reason number 8, the size. Like, if you want to get um a matching, like jogging suit, whatever, Adidas, nice Adidas jogging suit, the top doesn't match the bottom because your titties big, but you got regular sized legs. And in my case, I ain't got no butt. Unless you Megan Thee Stallion, big titties, big butt. I ain't Megan Thee Stallion. I'm Fernice. So, like, I have to struggle. Like, I have to, like, it's a trade-off between finding a jacket that's the right size, and finding pants that's the right size. I have to get bigger pants, a shirt that fits, or a tighter jacket, or in the pants fit fine. Why can't, you order it separately? I don't know why people haven't came up with this yet. Like, it's simple. And maybe if they do have it, it's more expensive than, I didn't ask for this. Again, I'm sorry, my top don't match the bottom. It's hard out here for big titties. Okay? Reason number 9. You got big titties. It's not a compliment. That's not a compliment. You simply made an observation. Like, I know what I got. That's not a compliment. Leave me alone. Like, don't say anything to me like that. Like, what possesses you just to say something like that to somebody? I just don't know. These people bold out here. That's not a compliment. Leave me alone. You're pointing out the obvious. I don't even want to know that you're looking at me in that way. Like, please, don't tell me that. That's not cute. That's not a compliment. Leave me alone. Don't say anything like that to me because I don't want to know that you're looking down at me. You're looking at me in that way. Okay? All right? And for the final reason number 10, jumping jacks. It's hard to do a jumping jack. Like, I ain't too overweight. I'm overweight, but jumping jacks is hard to do. Your titties be flopping everywhere. I remember this one instance in 6th grade. We had to do jumping jacks for our little warm up, whatever. And I was like in the front trying to do it. And like the time, like I was just kind of stopping because I was uncomfortable. I was like, adjusting my bra or whatever. And then the gym teacher, I did not like that lady. She always had an attitude. She's like, "Oh, you have nothing to worry about. We all girls here." I'm just like, "Girl, why are you looking at me in the first place? Leave me alone. I'm trying to work with what I got. You don't know my struggle." Jeez, like people just don't understand like how uncomfortable it is. It's so uncomfortable to try to deal with it, and like especially working with what I got. I'm in this awkward time going through puberty, sixth grade, uncomfortable with my body, and just the fact that you want to comment on it, and when you have no space to comment, you can't relate to it. You can't. So don't come around here saying that. But yeah, but jumping jacks is hard to do. I'll try to do other exercises, and like if you have a really good bra, but like it's gonna run you $75 for a good sports bra around here. You got big titties. $75. That's basically $100 if you want to round up. That's too much money. That's ridiculous. And these are the 10 reasons why we do need big titty equality in society and why it is not a luxury to have big titties, guys. It's not a luxury. Hello. I took a slight break, because I did sound just a slight bit heated. I swear I'm okay. But this is just like a little concluding statement, but overall, would I want a reduction? Would I ever want a reduction? I've thought of it, and like, I have been uncomfortable for most of my life with these things, and like it would just be easier to have a reduction. My mother had a reduction. She's like best thing I ever had. But it's more so me not wanting to get it right now to prove a point, because I did do cross country, and my goal is I'm gonna run a marathon with these, and I'm gonna prove to people that I can do it. Like those people who were doubting me, that were making me seem like I could never be legitimate, I can never do certain things just because I was born a certain way. I want to prove a point. And honestly, I don't have back pains too much. I do have a strong back, so maybe that plays a role. I'm still active. I don't have back pain, so I would say they're not physically hurting me. And maybe if insurance covers it, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. But like as of right now, I do have people to prove wrong. I do have an image to make. I want to prove that I can make it without being just like, oh, that's the girl with the big titties. I want to prove that I can make it with them. Um, the reasons I listed, like I know they could be made out of like a joke or whatever, but honestly, like there are like simple things for equality, like just the interactions I have with people, just changing that, because maybe you did do this and you didn't know it was offending somebody, like asking for the bra size unsolicited, um just like maybe you assume like it was because of weight or something. I don't know. Or like the jumping jacks thing, just those human interactions, you could just change that. And just those little things would help out people. It would spare some feelings. Like eventually, I've grown, like I don't care to the subject. Like I said, like I learned how to laugh about it before I'm really upset about it. So just those little things can help. As for retailers, maybe be more open to people with large breasts. Just having more affordable bras. Like it's one thing to start having it on a website or something to seem different, but just like making something more affordable at this point. Like that's a good step. Like more places like having these larger bra sizes, but maybe make it a next step to find something more affordable. Maybe it may take cheaper material, but that's just a trade off that we have to decide to make. And if we don't have that option, we don't have that option. We don't have an option to choose like oh, should I get the cheaper bra that may not last as long, or the more expensive one that, it's going to cost more money, but it's going to last longer? We don't have that option, and that's just an option that we need. Retailers and selling it in stores, like just selling it in stores would help. I don't have to. Why should I have to wait 3 to 10 business days if I want to get a $60 bra? I shouldn't have to. And just the styles too. The styles, just don't assume that just because we have big titties that we just have to be put in this box of things, styles that we can wear. It's a lot. Technology it's just 2022. You could come up with a design that looks nice, for women with bigger breasts. You can come up with something. You just don't have to put us in this box just because we were born this way. But yeah, about just women in general, like this, like besides the big titty part, it's just so hard for us to just find clothes in general and things in general, and it's more expensive. Why does it have to be that way? It does not have to be this way. It doesn't have to be. But honestly, even talking about this today, it just made me more comfortable. Maybe finding at least one other person, one other woman that can relate, and that would just understand what I'm going through. And just that one person, I feel like I would have made a difference because they have someone to relate to. And, I don't mind doing that because you never know who is listening to this. Like, I know it sounds like kind of a joke, like, oh, titties, we need big titty equality. Like, yeah, it's funny in a way, but it helps, like, having someone that can relate to you in this way, and maybe change can happen. So, that is what I would like to say about that. But let's get to this. Now, all right, all right, all right. That is all for today's episode. I would like to thank you so very much to whoever listens to this. I upload every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, for any questions. And if you would like some advice, you can DM me on Instagram. It is Fernice the Beast. And if you would like to if you would like for me to spell that out, FRANESEDABEAST on Instagram, or you can email fcoupet24@gmail. That is FCOUPET24@gmail.com. I am Fernice Coupe, and always be prepared to offend. Have a great, wonderful, and if you're Christian, have a blessed day. I'll see you next time.